All right, story time, guys. So we need to go to the interwebs here, and I did loosely prep for this one here. All right, so we're gonna pull up this, and we're gonna go to the Sorcery Contested Realm Community Facebook group, and all right. Now I don't want to restore that. All right, guys, this is pretty awesome now. Story time. Entire screen so you can see all my security warning updates. And then we're going to do one of these. All right. So here's the deal. We're here to talk about, before we do the alpha box break, we are here to talk about another revolutionary, in fact, step forward in sorcery altars, right? So, what was it? 2 weekends ago, from the Prodigy, Atlas Thorn, we introduced the concept of the 2-art altar card. We had the Sleeping Giantess, and also, by the way, the Sleeping Giantess goes for auction tonight from Liz Danforth, the original painting from Alpha. That's going to be auctioned tonight from Sunday to Friday. So we had the Sleeping Giantess paired with the Quarrelsome Cabals, because the idea was we wanted to take 2 cards and simulate a in-game experience through artistic storytelling. So Atlas had a brilliant idea where he took a reimagined altar of the Sleeping Giantess and he made like a landscape style art where she was sleeping across the realm. Kind of looked like this, right? She was sleeping across the realm, and then to the right was the Cabals crawling up her leg, awakening the giant to be able to awake from its slumber and attack. Because that's how the card works. That's how the combo works in the game. That's a popular combination that's going around today. So, the other idea we had is the one I'm about to present. So we're going to the Sorcery Contested Realm community group. And if we scroll down a bit here, there was an old post I posted here where I extracted a conversation I had with the game creator, Eric Olofsson. In 2021, guys, this was January 2021, so in the very early days of the Discord. I was one of the first people to join the official Sorcery Discord in the fall of, was it 2020? If this was January 2021, I guess it must have been, man. That is pretty insane. Could it have been that long? 4 years? Almost 4 years? Maybe. So as you guys know, I was an early adopter. I was very active in the official Discord in the very early days. And I was talking to Eric about the Chaos Twister. So, first of all, this here is an alpha version of the Chaos Twister. I pulled this in the alpha showcase event. So if you go back and look at the live channel, you'll see I did a box opening that was kind of like a first of its kind type experience where I had about half of the alpha artists do cameos on the channel. It was really awesome because I didn't announce how this was going to work. They made surprise cameos. I pre-coordinated all this with all the artists. We figured out how to get them on camera on StreamYard, and they would just pop in one after the next, unannounced, and we got to meet them in person. It was a great introduction to Alpha and to the celebrities of fantasy art, of sorcery, who do the illustrations and really make these cards fun and exciting. All right, so here's an old conversation that I had with Eric back in, there's the date. Oh, it's 2022, okay. So January 2022, right. So the Discord, I think, started in the fall of 2021. This was a few months after the Discord was stood up, right? So I said to Eric, it would be an interesting twist if you made Chaos Orb competition legal. It would work well for this game, the ultimate throwback. And Eric laughed and he said, interesting. I did not think about that. That mechanic would work so much better. Because as you recall from early Magic Alpha, the Chaos Orb was a card that you would drop over the game state. And of course, Magic is not a grid-based game, right? So you drop it, and anything it touches would be destroyed. So the Chaos Twister, at this time, I'm going to show you what the early mechanic of the Chaos Twister was. So, of course, Tapeworm 711 Joe here was like, so this Chaos Twister, the Chaos Orb, they called it a dexterity card. It's highly controversial. Some people don't like this, but it is fun and flavorful and very thematically fitting for sorcery. So I was like, hey, Eric, what do you think? Right? So then he did a first-time reveal of this card at the time just called Twister. It wasn't yet called Chaos Twister, right? So maybe that was an evolution where he made it. He actually, I think, liked this idea, changed the mechanic of the card, evolved it from Twister to Chaos Twister as a homage to Chaos Orb, right? So I say it really would be cool. Maybe some kind of creative twist on it would be fun and interesting, right? So then he flashes his current vision. You see it says playtest on the card of Twister. At the time it was Twister. This is January 17th, 2022. And let me zoom in a bit. This isn't zooming in the right spot. All right, so I think what I need to do is... Here we go, guys. Look at it. Look at it. All right. All right, so listen to this. You need an advanced degree in mathematics to even understand how this card works and to execute it correctly. This was the original design and is very fitting of early Sorcery, right? Because the gameplay design was very raw. There was convoluted mechanics, difficult to understand. They needed to be evolved and kind of streamlined in a way that was understandable and really like simplified the gameplay as people were learning how to use learning how to play a new game and other things, right? Let me see. All right. Exceptional magic taken to dizzying heights. As you play this Twister, determine a random site by rolling a d20. Just like the Grim Reaper, right? There was a lot of these d20 effects in the pre-alpha era. Re-roll until you get a number that has a site on it. So you got to roll the die. If it doesn't hit a number where a site resides, you have to roll the die again. Then you throw a target minion. So you don't drop it like Chaos Orb. You have to grab a minion, throw the minion. All right? Throw target minion to the site closest to that location. So not the location that you rolled the dice on. You need to throw some other minion to a location other than that site. The closest site, actually. So now you have relativity, proximity type stuff you got to take into consideration. You decide which site, if several are tied, for being the closest. So now you have to measure relative distance, and if two are close and people place them around the grid similarly, you got to start measuring very precisely, right? This minion takes and deals splash damage on the site it lands equal to the distance it traveled. So you got to measure the proximity to the site, the distance that the minion you threw traveled. So how do you measure that? Is it from where it was before you tossed it? Is it from like how high you held it in the air? You know? Or, you know, how do you actually measure such a thing? It's insane. Let's read it again in its entirety. As you play this Twister, determine a random site by rolling a d20. Re-roll until you get a number that has a site on it. Throw target minion to the site closest to that location. You decide which site, if several are tied, for being the closest. This minion takes and deals splash damage on the site it lands equal to the distance traveled. I can't even comprehend it. I just broke it down like a 5-year-old, bit by bit, word by word, sentence by sentence, and it's entirely incomprehensible. So, long story short, Eric liked this idea, right? And he's like, yeah, Chaos Orb. He says he didn't think of that. He said, that's a pretty cool idea, right? So, what happens? Let me remove this and go back to the main screen. We're going to zoom in here, guys. What happens is the Chaos Twister is born. So it goes from Twister, simply Twister. It adds the homage to the Chaos Orb. It becomes Chaos Twister. Elite magic of orbital dexterity. So now officially, it is a dexterity card. Just to trigger all the people that hate dexterity cards, this is officially a dexterity card in alpha and beta. All right? So now the mechanic is simplified, and it's more Chaos Orb-like. Place target minion on the back of your hand, then blow it off from a height at least 1 foot. Deal damage equal to its power to each unit atop the site it lands on, including itself. Greatly simplified. No more tape measure, no more ruler, no more digital measuring with your iPhone, right? It's just you drop it and baba booey. Splash damage, right? So we have the Alpha Chaos Twister. So what happened was I reached out to Atlas Thorn, the prodigy, one of the greatest alterists of all time, absolute legend who does insane surreal art. You know, he did the Spear of Destiny. We showed that one last week. I actually sent that to Andrea Modesti a few weeks ago, and Andrea was even blown away. I was like, hey man, look at this. Look at this guy Atlas Thorn, you know? With a name that is too perfect for sorcery to even be comprehensible, like the original design of Twister. Atlas Thorn, right? And Andrea was blown away. He was like, wow. And he sent back to me a zoomed-in version of the leg on the woman holding the spear in the Spear of Destiny. And he was like, basically what he said, paraphrasing, was that, like, the quality of work he does is unbelievable. You know, he loves looking at other artists' work and comparing and learning things from other artists, right? And he was like, the blending technique that Atlas uses is very, very impressive. And he was showing me, like, the color, complexion, and tone of the leg on the woman Spear of Destiny, and the kind of like the dress she was wearing and stuff like that. And he was super impressed, right? So anyway, for the Chaos Twister, I said to Atlas, I was like, all right, we did normal alters, right? The way everybody does alters. Some people only alter the concept. I always insist with the artists that I work with that we do completely 100% reimagine alters. So we don't, like, some people would take, like, this guy here, right? They would keep him in the image, and then they would, like, redo the background or keep the sword or something, right? And just redo elements around. They'd preserve some kind of element. But the way we're doing alters through Collector Art House and the many artists that I'm starting to work with here is it's got to be completely reimagined in the own vision of the alters, because we care about their style and their new take and their new storytelling of the concept, right? So I said, you know, we did the 2-card combo. We started regular alters, reimagined on non-foil cards. Then we did the paired storytelling and bringing the in-game mechanic and concept of a combo to life through artistic storytelling. We did that with the Sleeping Giantess and the Quarrelsome Kobolds. Now, to make this playable, to make this epic, to have to not work around the text boxes, we will take a foil card, leave it as is, so you could play with this card, foil side up. And this is why I was like, we got to do Chaos Twister first, because someone's going to pull this card. Someone's going to win this auction. They're going to take this card, the Chaos Twister. Automatically, the Dexterity card comes out. Your opponent is triggered. He's pre-triggered, right? He's like, F you, man. F you with that Dexterity card. Get that Dexterity card out of here. His heart stops a little bit. It starts beating fast. And he's like, look at this guy from the Collector Art House Academy pulling the Chaos Twister Dexterity card. This card should be banned. Why is the company not banning this card yet? Right? I hate Dexterity cards, he says. But the story's not over. His mind's about to be blown. As this baby is flipping through the air, it's not what you thought it was, right? You're not going to find the full art Chaos Twister on the back of this foil in the Francesca Berald full art. You're going to find the Atlas Thorn. You have no idea this is an alter, right? This is not altered. The face of it is the foil. It looks like the normal Francesca Berald normal sorcery card. But you get the whammy from your opponent, right? He flips it. Your heart stops again. It increases in rate again. All of a sudden, he respects the card because the artwork is stunning. You know? You have a little chuckle. You enjoy the surprise, and then you get your face blown off by the Chaos Twister. So here you go. The Chaos Twister in full art alter by Atlas Thorn. Look at that absolutely insane, mind-blowing, unreal artwork. Now this guy's coming at you. I got some dust on it. I apologize. Look at the quality, first of all, of this. And it's literally like a painting. You know, it is a painting. But it's like a full-size painting. I got to commission this guy for full-size paintings. But again, he uses 4 colors. He said he uses 4 tubes of paint. 4 simple colors, right? And then he blends all these different colors and paints, and he comes up with this insane, epic magic. The little sorcerer summoning absolute chaos the Chaos Twister, the ships strewn up, thrown up into the heavens, and look how small the ships look relative to this monstrous Twister, right? Just sucking it up into above the realm, right? The realm is flooded in absolute chaos. This castle's looking small. This guy's looking small compared to the spell of chaos he is creating up in the heavens. So now you got this guy spinning at you on to the realm. And bam! Oh my god. So again, from simple sketch concept, simple sketch, without color, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. I like it. It's nice. It looks kind of cool, right? It's a good idea. Good idea, right? There's the storytelling aspect. Simple black and white, fairly detailed sketch. Nice idea. And then, through some magic of 4 blended colors, this absolutely insanely stunning piece of art is birthed into existence. Absolutely insane, man. The guy is basically on his own level. I don't know if he's from this world. He's absolutely incredible. Every time he shows me an image of something he does, it completely blows me away. You know? Volver says he's such a noob. I feel like an inadequate human looking at the creative genius of this guy. You know? I'm like, why can't I be good at something? You know? I was talking about the video I'm working on for the spoiler reveal. I'm just trying not to embarrass myself. I'm trying to do justice to the artist for this Arthurian Legend card, to Eric's Curiosa, to the company, to Simon and Chase for trusting me and Eric to do this reveal. And this guy's like changing the world here. One Chaos Twister at a time. Unbelievable, guys.